Good morning. Don't you love it that the minute you start recording, your phone goes off and you have to stop? Anyway, let's try this again. I'm going I'm going to use the Woodland Friends stamp from Crafter's Companion to recreate this card. Okay. I tried it. I figured, oh, that'll make a cute video. Let me try. But I've been trying all morning. Anywho, I'm gonna stamp it. I'm using the Tim Holtz stamp platform. This is no longer available. He's not allowed to sell it anymore in the States. But I purchased it when it first came out, and I love it. And I don't need another one, so I'm happy with it. So I'll keep using it until it breaks, then I'll invest in another platform. Okay, we're gonna stamp it twice, and we're using the Spectrum Noir Black, and it's the alcohol proof ink. All right, so got that done. Pretty good impression. The tape that I'm using to hold everything down is the Scotch repositional tape. And it works great. I mean, I've seen all these tapes that are quite expensive, and you get 2 rolls of the tape for $6 something, almost $7. I bought it on Amazon. I'm also using the Triblend markers, and I'm using burnt orange and gold yellow blend. We're gonna start with the burnt orange. I start with the lighter color, and I just fill in the entire image that I want in that color. And it's just little circles. These inks, they just blend so pretty together. When it dries up, your image kind of, well, the orange kind of glows. It's really nice. So we're just going to continue to color. Then we're going to come back with the dark tone. And the dark tone is used to give, wherever you think shadow will go. I mean, everything has a shadow. And when the light hits it, you don't have like a complete tone. Even with your fingers, you get little darker areas. And that's what we're recreating. You don't have to be perfect with this. It's very forgiving. You just gotta work in small areas. Don't fill all of it in with black because you may not like it. I mean dark color, because you may not like it. You may want less. Then you come with the mid-tone, and you start blending that color into the light tone. And again, it looks kind of weird now, but we'll keep adding color until we're happy with the blend we get. So add. See, I already know that I want to add some more dark. Oops, that's light. So bring it out more. And normally it's best to work with a cardstock underneath. Kind of blends better that way. Come back in with the mid-tone. And just blend it out. It just softens the seam in between the colors. And then you come in with the lighter tone. And you bring all those colors in. Blend, 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 blend. And you see it's coming together quite nicely. You keep adding until you're happy. And I'm good with that. As they dry, again, they just continue to blend. Again, we're going to go in with our light color. add the dark. Midtone. And then we're going to come back in with the light. And it's just all about blending it together. Now we're going to do the body. And this should not be rushed. Normally, I would color the pieces that I want to use the day before. This gives the ink time to settle and it dries up, and then I can see if I want to add anything else. And then I'll put the card together the next day. And I always add glossy accents and stuff like that, so it's best to let that dry overnight. So I'm not worried that I went a little bit over. I'm going to fussy cut this out. Fussy cutting means that you use a scissor and you just cut it close to the line. And then I normally use a black marker to just go over the line again, and that kind of gives it a nice clean look. Or I use my scanner cut. Yes, I cheat sometimes. But for one stamp like this, I'm not gonna bring out a scanner cut. Now, if I do the whole collection, then I'll just stamp it all, color it, and cut it out. One and done kind of deal. Now, nature is not perfect. It's very organic. So you don't have to worry if, you know, everything doesn't look perfect. It shouldn't. And then you are doing the same thing here. We're adding wherever we think the shadow will go. And these stamps, like, they do a pretty good job at, like, the little lines show you, hey, maybe add some shadow here. But it's what you like. So you do whatever looks good to you, whatever you like. Let's bring some here. And now we're going to go on with our midtone. Blend that in. Just blend in. Doing the circles, it helps it blend better. I have just the regular Triblends. There's some with the brush nib that helps you flick, so you can make him look his hair, like you can see the strands of hair. But I'm not too concerned about that right now. You can still pull it off with these markers. It just takes more time. And I don't think it needs it. So we're just going to continue to blend these guys. And then you can always come back in with your darker colors and add to where you feel needs it. And once you add all that color in, everything blends so much nicer. This should be relaxing. If I've had a stressful day, I'll tend to go ahead and color. the same thing here. So if you wanted to, you could just like add some flicking. With the other brushes, it's so much nicer. It looks a mess now, but it'll come together. And we could do the same thing over here. Again, it looks a mess now, but it'll work out. And if it doesn't, it's just paper. Start again. Right, you just gotta blend it. Same thing we did on the top, just keep blending. And you should be left with like some soft flicks. Shouldn't be so harsh. And once again, after this thing dries, it looks much better, much more blended. After all that alcohol evaporates, it really looks good. We could see that happening on the top. Let's see, there we go. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. In. There we go. Let's add some more dark. Bring in the mid-tone again. Sorry, I kind of get lost in the coloring and I forget to talk. Getting used to this. I have a whole new respect for content creators. It's kind of hard to hold a conversation basically by yourself. Even though I know you guys are going to be listening, it's just at the moment you're alone and you have to constantly remind yourself, hey, you need to talk. So I'm sorry if I fail at that. Promise I'll get better. So now we're coming back in with the yellow, the gold yellow blend. Again, we're going to do the lighter color first. Going to come in with the darker color. Don't be afraid that it's pretty close to the other color. You're going to blend that out with the mid-tone and the light color. I'll come back in. And then this color. Blend that in. Lighten it up a little bit. Soften it up. Until you're happy with it. And I'm happy with that. So let's do the tip of the tail. Again, light color. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but a lot of people get confused about this. I mean, I use the markers that are individual, but this was a game changer. I don't really have to think about, hey, you know, oh boy, what color do I use for that, or what do I use now? It kind of takes all the guesswork out of it. So I'm a fan. They color well. I'm pretty sure there's markers that are color better, but this is what I need. I mean, I don't need more than what I have right now. So use what you have. I know that our instinct is to go out and shop for everything, but what good is it if we don't use it? Challenge yourself sometimes to just create what you have. I'm going to do the ears. Do them at the time. Normally I would do this out of the camera, but a couple of my friends also struggle with the coloring part of it, so I figured, hey, let's do something simple, right? You can take your time and add more color where you want it and make it look even more beautiful, but for time's sake, we just gotta try to speed past this thing. Just color this bad boy. He's so cute though. Again, you choose where you want your shaded areas to be. Yes, there's a more logical way of doing this. There's colorists that they make these things look real. Like, they're on point with all of their shading and stuff. But, I'm not that kind of colorist. I'm not even one. I just like to make pretty cards. But there's classes you can take, and there's YouTubers that, oh my gosh, they're masters. But again, I just do what makes me happy, and you should do that too. Make sure that whatever you're doing, it's fun for you. You like what you're creating, and you're good to go. The nose, I'm just gonna use one of these other markers. And that's our little guy. He's done. We're gonna add some glossy accents to his nose, just to make that pop a little bit. Of course, it wouldn't work. Now I use glossy accents, but I put them in these little bottles. I bought them for like, they were like 15 bottles on Amazon. And I use them for my glue. I use them for the glossy accent. Whatever I need to use it. I don't want to have a big bottle on my desk. Okay, this is not working. Nope. Anywho, I'll add that separate. But right now, this is what we have. Now, to fussy cut this little guy, all you're going to do is take your scissors. Let's just trim around it. And you're going to close your scissor, but you're going to move the paper. So your hand that's holding the paper is doing all the work. And this, oh, it's kind of blurry. This is what helps you get a straighter cut. Not a straight cut, like, it won't be like this, that you have a bunch of little lines. I don't know how you call that. But you just move the paper around it. And you cut it out. When you're done, whatever's any white pieces that are left, like here, you remedy that by coming back with a dark marker. I use my black and just bring it up. Now normally I would use a black that is not an alcohol marker because I don't want it to blend into my colors that I don't want it to blend, but for the sake of time. And you continue to cut it out until it's all the way cut, and I'll come back with it cut out already. Okay, I'm back. I fussy cut him. I was able to get the glossy accents working again, and I put it on his nose just to make the tip of the nose a little bit shiny. And I embossed a piece of 5x7 cardstock with the folder that comes in the Woodlands collection. It's called Foliage Silhouette. So I'm going to use 10 Holtz inks to color this one. It comes with paper pads that has a pattern on it, and it also comes with some color cardstock. But I kind of like doing my own take on these things, so I'm going to use the 3 inks are Cracked Pistachio, Peel Paint, and Vintage Photo. We're going to start off with a lighter color. Now I want to leave like kind of a light silhouette in the middle, so I'm just gonna bring in the color slowly. Now it doesn't matter if it looks a mess right now. We're gonna blend all this out, and once we start adding all the other colors and they start to blend, it'll look great. Oh great, I just dirtied my paper. Oh, okay, we'll continue anyway. I'm gonna put dark color on there, which is why you should be using a little piece of paper to hold it. Learn from my mistakes, folks. I'm not gonna cut that out. I'm human, I make mistakes. And I did it again. Oh well. Let's just color that in. It's a leaf. Let's go for it. Anyway, we're gonna continue to color it in. And when you have a blend that you're happy with, then move to the next color. This is the Peel Paint. Don't worry that it's dark at the edge right now. We're going to come in with a darker color at the edge, and that's going to cover that. Let's try to blend in my oopsie. I'd love to know how I got that ink there. And just continue to bring those colors in. Just because you did that doesn't mean you have to throw it away. Normal people would have stopped and cleaned the ink off their hands right now, but Let's continue. Let's go for it. Now you can come back to the cracked pistachio, and let's blend that seam out better. Make those inks look like they belong together. You can barely notice it now. And let's bring some more of the dark color in, just around those edges. Now, you can leave it like that, but I won't. We're going to go in with the vintage photo that's more like a brownish color. And let's just bring that in. Now this looks more like a fall card, but I like the fox. I wanted to try it. Wanted to complete a project using it. There you go. That's better. Alright, let's hold that down. that. Quick, easy. I'm happy with it. You can add as much colors as you want. This is art. I mean, it's your idea of art is what matters. Whatever looks good to you. And to me, that looks good. So we're going to add our little guy here, and we're going to add a stamp here. Now, I used a stamp from the Letters of the Heart collection from Crafter's Companion, and maybe I'm going to change it up. Maybe we're going to add this one this time. Make it a little different than the other one. Okay, see where more or less you want it. And I think that looks good there. We'll straighten it up on the platform. Bring our stamping platform back out. And the last time I used diversifying ink, but I think this time I'm going to use one of Crafter's Companion's inks. Again, we're going to use my repositional tape from Scotch. I love this stuff. Excuse me. And I have to bring this a little close to me. Please forgive me. Okay. We're good to go there. This is a new stamp, so I may have to stamp it a couple of times because I haven't conditioned it at all. But let's use the Rustic Brown. Well, I don't know if I'm going to love this, but whatever. Let's go for it. Yeah, we're going to have to stamp this one a couple of times. Let's get that stamped. Stamp is giving me a hard time. Maybe not the best choice in color, but whatever. Let's just finish it off. Okay. That's as good as it's going to get, I think. Some people, they'll pass a little bit of sandpaper to condition it. Some people will pass an eraser. Others will pass their finger a couple of times. And now I see why they do it, because give me a hard time. But we're going to leave it right there. Call it done. Or maybe not. Okay, that's it. We're done. I'll go back in with a little marker and fix whatever needs to be fixed. Anywho. So we have our sentiment. And now we can bring in our little guy. And let's remove the tape. And I can't set him yet because he's still drying, but that's how it's gonna look. Very cute. This is how it is when it's already all glued down. Cute card. I mean, their stamps are really nice. Excuse me. And you can mix and match things. Yeah, like I said, you don't necessarily have to use everything that has to do with one collection in that collection. You paid so much money for these items, use it to the max and mix and match things. Mix and match different manufacturers. It's your product now, use it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I've taught you what to do when you do an oopsie. You can't even tell where the lines are now. So it's all good. It turned out well. Let's see you next time. Bye.